The soft glow of the bridal salon lights dances across the mirrors. Claire Mitchell stands in front of the largest one, her breath catching as she stares at her reflection. She's wearing the gown, layers of delicate lace cascading like whispers of snow, perfectly hugging her frame. For a moment, she doesn't even recognize herself. Claire whispers softly to herself, "Is this really me?" A smile spreads slowly across her face as she spins the satin skirt, swaying gently with each turn. This isn't just a dress, it's the symbol of the life she's dreamed of since childhood. Behind her, the seamstress pins the final hem, while her mother watches with tear-filled eyes. "Mother, softly, Claire's sweetheart, you look like the princess you always dreamed of becoming." Claire turns, laughing softly through a shaky breath. Her cheeks flush, caught between joy and disbelief. For 3 beautiful years, she's been with Jacob Whitfield, the man everyone calls perfect. Handsome, charming, from a respectable family. Her friends admire him, her parents adore him. To them, he's everything a woman could hope for. And to Claire has the man she's trusted her heart with. The man she believed would never let her down. The room is quiet except for the soft classical music playing in the background. The light catches the sparkle in Claire's veil, her happiness, glowing as brightly as the chandeliers above. At this moment, everything feels perfect. Almost too perfect. Claire Mitchell takes one last look around her world. Her wedding has been prepared down to the tiniest detail. The flowers fresh and blooming, the cake sculpted like a piece of art. The guest list carefully arranged by families who couldn't be more proud. Her parents beam with pride, already imagining the day their daughter becomes Mrs. Whitfield. The town whispers about how perfect this union is, how Claire and Jacob Whitfield seem like the couple everyone envies. And Jacob, he has been sweetness itself, flowers on every visit, polite words at every dinner, a smile that always seemed to say, "You're safe with me." But as Claire soaks it all in, a strange chill runs through her. Her hands tremble ever so slightly. Her heart pounds a little too fast. Something feels wrong. It's all too flawless, too seamless, as if every piece of this life has been placed exactly where it should be, not by fate, but by design. Claire forces a smile, pushing the thought away, whispering to herself. Claire quietly, all brides get nervous, right? Yet deep inside, the unease refuses to leave, as if some hidden truth is waiting just beyond the veil. This is the first crack in Claire's fairy tale. Later that evening, as Claire sits with her mother, the conversation shifts. Her mother, with a proud smile, begins to list everything her father has already prepared for her new life. A downtown condo already signed in her name. A brand new car waiting in the driveway. A savings account enough to start her married life with ease. Mother warmly, "Your father wanted to make sure you'd never have to worry, Claire. You're starting this marriage with everything a young couple could ever need." Claire nods, touched but uneasy. She turns to look at Jacob Whitfield. For just a split second, the camera catches it, a flicker across his face. A quick glance, a subtle tightening of the jaw. The kind of expression that doesn't belong to a man overwhelmed with love, but to a man calculating something he doesn't want anyone to see. Claire doesn't notice, or maybe she refuses to. She laughs lightly, brushing off the subject. Claire softly, "And Mom, I don't care about the condo, the car, or the money. What matters is that Jacob and I love each other." Her voice is steady, but her eyes betray the smallest shadow of doubt. And as the music fades, the narrator whispers, "Narration, Claire didn't know that in just one night, everything would come crashing down." Claire's voice echoes gently like a memory being replayed. Claire narrating softly. "Looking back, maybe the signs were always there. I just didn't want to see them." A quick montage begins. Jacob sliding his phone quickly into his pocket the moment Claire walks into the room. He smiles casually, but his eyes avoid hers. Claire leaning closer, whispering, "I love you." Jacob hesitates, then replies softly, "And love you too, sunshine. Never first, always after her." Another night. Jacob comes home late, shirt untucked, smelling faintly of cologne. When Claire asks, he laughs it off. Jacob dismissive. "Just with the guys, don't worry." Each memory flickers like broken glass. Small at the time, almost invisible. But now, with the wedding just hours away, Claire can't silence them anymore. Her voice trembles with doubt. Claire whispering to herself, why didn't I listen to my gut?" The music shifts soft at first, then layered with a faint, tense undertone, pulling the audience into her unease. The night is quiet. Savannah sleeps beneath a velvet sky. Claire sits by her window, the glow of the streetlights spilling into her room. Her phone buzzes. It's Jacob Whitfield. She answers instantly, her heart racing. Jacob, gentle and steady. Hey, sunshine, did you like the dress? Claire closes her eyes, smiling through a breathless laugh. Claire, soft, emotional. It's perfect. Jacob, it's everything I dreamed of. There's a pause on the line. Then Jacob's voice lowers, warm, almost tender. Jacob whispering, tomorrow, Claire, we'll have forever. Claire bites her lip, tears welling in her eyes. She believes every word. To her, this is love. This is certainty. But as the camera shifts, we see Jacob on the other side of the call. His expression changes the moment he lowers the phone. The smile fades, his jaw tightens. His eyes, once soft, now cold and calculating. It's a fleeting glimpse, but it's enough for the audience to know he's hiding something. Claire lowers her phone, still clutching it to her chest. Jacob's words echo in her ears. Tomorrow, Claire, we'll have forever. Her heart swells with joy. She can't sit still. She wants to see him, to hold him, to share the happiness that feels too big to contain. She slips on a light coat, whispers to her mother that she'll be back soon, and steps into the night. The streets of Savannah are quiet, wrapped in the soft glow of street lamps. Claire's heels click quickly against the pavement, her steps filled with urgency and anticipation. But the soundtrack shifts. The music that once felt romantic now carries an undercurrent of tension, low, steady, unnerving. The camera lingers on her hurried footsteps, the rhythm of her heels echoing like a drumbeat of fate. Claire smiles to herself, unaware. To her, this is just love. But to the audience, it's something else, the threshold where romance ends and tragedy begins. Claire climbs the last step, her breath quick with excitement. She lifts her hand, ready to knock. And then she hears his voice. Jacob Whitfield, muffled but clear through the thin wooden door. Jacob, calm, almost casual, Mom. Stop worrying. Everything will be fine. Claire freezes her hand, hovering midair. She leans closer, her ear brushing the doorframe. Then the words that slice her like a knife. Jacob, indifferent, Claire is like a sister to me. This marriage isn't about love. The world around her falls silent. The faint hum of the hallway fades. All that exists is Jacob's voice, cold, calculated, heartless. The camera slows, closing in on Claire's face. Her eyes widen, lips, trembling skin, draining of color. Her chest heaves as though the air itself has turned against her. Her fairy tale doesn't just crack, it shatters. Claire presses closer to the door, every nerve in her body screaming. Jacob's voice grows firmer, colder. Jacob's steady, confident. This marriage isn't about love, it's about security. Think about it, Mom. Her parents are giving us the condo downtown, the car, the savings, and with her father's connections at City Hall. That's priceless. Claire's breath catches. Her nails dig into the wooden frame. Every word feels like a blade twisting deeper. Then another voice cuts in, his father's calm and approving. Father firm, shall make a good wife. Polite, respectable, from the right family. You're making the right choice, Jacob. Jacob chuckles low, almost amused. Jacob lowering his voice. And besides, Samantha Brooks is back in town. You remember her. With Claire, I get stability. With Samantha, I get passion. The name slams into Claire like thunder. Samantha Brooks, the girl from high school, the one who always turned heads, the one Jacob once adored. Claire's vision blurs. Her knees weaken. She stumbles back, pressing a trembling hand against the wall for balance. Her fairy tale isn't just broken. It's been exposed as a cruel performance. Claire can't listen anymore. Her chest tightens, the walls feel like they're closing in. With trembling hands, she turns and stumbles down the stairwell. Her heels strike the steps too loudly, echoing like thunder in the hollow silence of the building. The night air hits her face as she bursts out into the street. But it doesn't bring relief, only more weight, more suffocation. Her vision swims with tears. Her breath comes in shallow, desperate gasps. Claire's voice breaking, whispering to herself. 3 years, was it all a lie? The camera spins slightly, matching her dizziness, her disorientation. The music swells, no longer romantic, but tense, frantic, relentless. Every promise, every smile, every touch, all of it crumbles into dust around her. And then the sound slows. The frame freezes on Claire's shattered expression. A single heartbeat echoes loud, slow crushing. The chapter ends in silence. The door to her bedroom closes with a soft click. Claire Mitchell stands frozen, staring at the closet. Through the narrow opening, the white wedding gown glimmers under the faint light a haunting reminder of the fairy tale she thought she had. The room is silent, silent except for the sound of a clock ticking. Tick-tock, tick-tock, each second heavier than the last. Her breaths are sharp, uneven. She clutches her chest as if trying to hold herself together. Her mind races two choices, both unbearable. Claire's inner voice trembling. If I go through with this wedding, he'll be living a lie. But if I walk away, I'll destroy my family's honor. He'll shame them in front of everyone. Her eyes lock on the gown again, its beauty now cruel, merciless. Every bead and stitch seems to mock her, a perfect dress for a love that never existed. Claire sinks onto the edge of her bed, tears streaming silently. The night stretches endlessly, wrapping her in torment. Tears blur her vision as Claire pulls a piece of paper from her nightstand. Her hand shakes the pen, trembling against the page. She whispers the words as she writes, voice breaking. Claire whispering as she writes, "Mom, Dad, forgive me. I can't marry Jacob." The ink smudges where her tears fall. She folds the note carefully, places it on her pillow, a small, fragile explanation for the storm she's about to cause. Her body feels heavy as she drags a small suitcase from under her bed. She packs with trembling hands, each item a silent goodbye to the life she thought was hers. The front door creaks open. The world outside is still half asleep. The sky is painted in shades of pale blue and gray, the cold light of dawn. Claire steps out, suitcase rolling behind her. The wheels rattle against the wooden porch, echoing in the silence of her childhood home. The camera lingers on her silhouette, a lone figure moving away, swallowed by the icy glow of morning. The bus engine growls as Claire steps aboard, clutching her small suitcase. The air smells of diesel and morning dew. She sinks into a seat by the window, her hands trembling in her lap. Tears glisten in her eyes, catching the pale light of dawn. The camera moves in slow, deliberate, capturing every detail of her face. Her lips pressed tight, her breath unsteady. A woman shattered yet not destroyed, for behind the veil of grief a flicker appears. A faint spark of strength, the quiet beginning of something new. Outside, Savannah slips away, familiar streets fading into the distance. Ahead lies Atlanta, unknown, terrifying, but hers to claim. The music swells, a fragile melody laced with defiance, and the narration closes the chapter with a single haunting line. Narration: Claire had lost everything, but she didn't know, yet she was also about to find herself. The room is small, one narrow bed, a cracked dresser, a single window looking out at a crooked oak tree. This is where Claire Mitchell begins again. Her savings meant for a honeymoon are draining fast. Every dollar she spends feels like sand slipping through her fingers. Nights are long and restless. The silence of the tiny room presses on her like a weight. And each morning, she forces herself to try. The camera shows her hunched over a borrowed laptop in a dim internet cafe. Her fingers move nervously across the keys. Application after application. Resume after resume. Click, send, wait. Then the replies come, one after another. Emails filled with polite rejection. "We regret to inform you, at this time we've decided to move forward with other candidates." Claire stares at the screen, her face pale in the glow of the monitor. Every rejection feels like another door slamming shut. Her voice whispers in narration, tired but trembling with honesty. Claire narrating softly, "I left everything behind for the truth. But what if the truth leaves me with nothing?" Days blur into weeks. Rejections pile up like unopened letters. But then one morning, the phone rings. Claire answers with a trembling voice. "Hiring manager, brisk but kind. We reviewed your application. Can you come in for an interview tomorrow?" Claire nearly drops the phone. Her heart leaps, a fragile spark igniting in the darkness. Cut to the next day, she stands before a tall glass building, knees shaking, clutching a borrowed handbag. Her reflection in the glass doors shows a woman both terrified and determined. Inside, the interview feels like a storm. Her voice trembles, but she forces herself to speak. She stumbles on some words, but she pushes through. And finally, the moment comes. "Manager," smiling slightly, "would like to offer you a 3-month probation. If you prove yourself, there is room to grow." Claire exhales sharply, tears welling in her eyes. Relief floods through her. It's not triumph, not yet, but it's a beginning. The music shifts, dark tones give way to a soft, hopeful melody. Claire walks out of the building into the sunlight, her shoulders straighter than before. For the first time since leaving Savannah, she feels that she's not just surviving, she's rebuilding. 3 months pass. Claire has survived her probation and earned her place at the firm. She's not the same woman who fled Savannah. She stands taller now, stronger, steadier. But one morning, the receptionist's voice crackles through the intercom. Receptionist cautious. Claire, there's a man here asking for you. Claire steps into the hallway and freezes. Jacob Whitfield stands there, thinner, paler, a bouquet of white roses trembling in his hand. His eyes search hers, desperate. Jacob, voice breaking. Claire, I made a mistake. I thought I knew what I wanted, but I was wrong. I love you, Claire. The office hallway falls silent. The world seems to hold its breath. Claire doesn't cry. She doesn't tremble. She looks straight into his eyes, calm and unshaken. Her voice is steady, clear, unforgiving. Claire, firmly, you didn't lose me because of a mistake. You lost me because you never saw me. Jacob's face crumbles. The roses slip in his hand petals, brushing the floor. The camera lingers on Claire, no longer the broken bride, but a woman reborn. The music swells, bittersweet and triumphant. For the audience, it's a moment of released satisfaction mingled with ache. A year passes. Claire returns to Savannah for her mother's birthday. The air feels different now, less suffocating, more distant, like a place that once belonged to her but no longer defines her. After the family gathering, she steps into a quiet cafe downtown, and that's when she sees them. Jacob Whitfield, standing at the counter, his hand intertwined with Samantha Brooks. For a moment, time slows. The weight of old wounds presses against Claire's chest, but then she exhales. Calm, steady. Jacob notices her first. His eyes widen, flicker with unease. Samantha's gaze sharpens, protective. Claire doesn't flinch. She walks forward, her smile soft but composed. Claire extending her hand. Jacob. Samantha, congratulations. I truly hope you're happy. Jacob hesitates, caught between shame and surprise. Samantha studies Claire carefully, then clasps her hand firmly. The tension melts into silence, and Claire realizes the past no longer owns her. The cafe door closes behind her. Claire steps back into the sunlight, her figure framed against the Savannah streets. The camera lingers on her eyes. Once filled with tears, now calm, clear, steady, unshaken. No more shadows, no more chains. For years, she thought letting go meant weakness, but now she understands. The narration fades in soft yet powerful narration. Sometimes letting go isn't weakness, it's freedom. The music swells gently, not triumphant, but serene, like the quiet exhale after a storm. In Atlanta, months after closing the door on her past, Claire finds herself sitting across from a man named Roman. Not with flowers, not with grand promises, not with flawless smiles hiding secrets. Just Roman, a colleague from her marketing team. A man who listens when she speaks, who laughs at her nervous jokes, who notices when she's tired and brings her coffee without a word. There are no conditions, no trades, no calculations. With Jacob, love had felt like a contract. With Roman, it feels like breathing, simple, steady, essential. The camera captures Claire's face as she looks at him across a small cafe table. Her smile isn't wide, but it's real. Her eyes aren't shining with fantasy, but with trust. Narration warm and gentle. Sometimes love doesn't need to be dazzling. Sometimes love is simply honest. The camera pans slowly across a quiet room in Claire's Atlanta apartment. In the corner inside the closet hangs the wedding dress, still pristine, untouched. White silk and lace shimmering faintly in the light, a relic of a life she never chose. Claire stands before it, her reflection visible in the closet mirror. She doesn't cry. She doesn't flinch. She simply looks at it and smiles softly. Her voice rises steady and resolute. Claire, final narration, people called me the runaway bride. But the truth is, I wasn't running away. I was running toward myself. The music swells, strings and piano lifting into a powerful emotional crescendo. Images of Claire's journey flash by, her tears, her escape at dawn. The lonely bus ride, the first job, Roman's gentle smile. The screen fades to black as the melody soars. And in that silence, the audience feels it, tears, yes, but also freedom. Claire's story reminds us of one powerful truth: happiness is never built on lies. You can wear the perfect dress, plan the perfect wedding, or chase the approval of others. But if love isn't real, the fairy tale will always collapse. Sometimes walking away is not failure. It is courage. It is the decision to protect your heart, your dignity, and your future, even when the world doesn't understand. So when life forces you to choose between a beautiful lie and a painful truth, choose truth. Because only truth will set you free. If Claire's journey touched your heart, imagine how many more stories can inspire you, heal you, and remind you that you're never alone. Hit that subscribe button and join us here on Through Her Eyes, where every story is a mirror and every lesson is a light guiding us forward.